true, true.
True.
Yeah. Let's go.
True.
You're what's good? We got Solo in the building early. What's good, Solo? How you feeling? Let me introduce you to my new bot mod. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? Streamlabs is now going to be modding my streams. I think I figured out a little bit more. I'm trying to, I told you, I'm always trying to increase the experience, right? So I'm trying to just make it more friendly, make it more inviting, try to keep some of those unwanted links out of the chat. You feel me? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now I have one live mod and one bot mod, and that's going to be Streamlabs, which is technically CloudBot. I wonder if I can change the name from Streamlabs to CloudBot. That's a good question. So this is going to be kind of like a troubleshooting session. So I might look that up. But notice, you see, I set that up, right? So, and that's not going to do it for everyone that comes in, but it will do it for certain people. So, yeah, now when you come in, when I'm doing my intro, I see when people come in. I just don't say anything until after the intro's done, but I could, chatbot now can greet people and welcome people, you know what I'm saying? Let everybody know you in the building. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. Shout out to that. We upgrading. We are upgrading. So I might as well go ahead and look it up right now. Because again, this is a troubleshooting session, basically. Because let me tell you why, first of all. Let me tell you why. I was playing COD, Call of Duty Warzone, right? I was playing Call of Duty Warzone Wednesday night. And as of now, I think my schedule's it's pretty consistent. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but on Friday I only stream during the day. I was streaming COD Wednesday night, and I was doing my thing. I was, giving some commentary, trying to be more engaging with the chat, even though it wasn't much of a chat to engage with. I was still, being myself, being active. Tell me why. Somebody commented 40 minutes into my stream. We can't hear you. You can't hear me? Y'all know me. Y'all know I stream for like an hour. 45 minutes into my stream, and I found out that no one can hear me. That's just crazy. I'm like, what the hell? So now I'm in the middle. I gotta stop playing COD at this point, and I gotta try to troubleshoot my sound. My default mic was changed, and I'm like, bro, what is going on here? So I had to figure that out. So I'm about to use some time right now to test that out. I got my handy dandy tablet with me. Shout out to the tablet. Y'all know the vibe. Got my tablet with me. So that way, sorry about that. So that way I can at least hear myself so I can test it out, make sure the sound is working, etc. Cause that was crazy. So before I do that, let me see. Can you change your mod bot name in Twitch from Streamlabs to Cloudbot? Let's see. Let's see what it says. Creating a new separate Twitch account for the bot, then connecting it to Streamlabs. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. It's just going to have to say Streamlabs because I'm already connected to Streamlabs. Can confirm there is no current way to change the name of the cloud bot that is built into Streamlabs OBS. Yeah, people been, I guess somebody, I'm not the only one who said that. Somebody made a video, change Streamlabs bot name by creating a new Twitch account with the desired name, logging in to Streamlabs with your streamer account, and authorizing the bot account. Oh, I mean, still, that's a lot. So basically what it's trying to say is create a new Twitch account. Why would I want to do that? I don't know. And then create a Twitch account for the bot with the desired name, logging into Streamlabs with your streamer account, and authorize the bot account to basically be your mod. So, yeah, nah. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that, chat. Let's test sound real quick. Yup. Let's test sound real quick. Yup. Okay, I can hear myself. Cool. So this right here, I'm going to bring up how to use. First of all, let me show you my Chat GPT. Right? So I asked Chat GPT a question. Let's pull up the question. Okay, here we go. All right, bet. So what's a good tutorial video on the audio sources for Streamlabs? If you're looking for a helpful video tutorial to understand and manage audio sources in Streamlabs, desktop/OBS, the following YouTube video is a solid starting point. Why this video stands out. It focuses specifically on how to use audio input and output capture sources, the two primary means to capture audio, like microphones and system sound in Streamlabs OBS. Great for streamers who want to manage both their mic and desktop audio sources clearly. Additional helpful video options, scene sources, blah, blah, blah. So they give us some other stuff too. Quick recommendations at a glance. Goal, learn basic audio capture. Best video to watch, audio input. Okay. Understand audio in context with scenes and mixer. I might need to see that too. Update with current settings. Ooh. Final suggestions. Start with the audio input output capture tutorial. It's concise, targeted, and actionable after that. If you like to explore deeper into audio mixing, routing, and splitting, the other videos will complement your learning nicely. Let me know if you like a walkthrough of any particular audio feature, like setting up separate audio tracks, monitoring, muting scenes, or something more advanced. I feel like I need the basic. Call me a basic B right now, because I feel like I need the basic. So let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this, chat. I'm gonna switch my sources. Bong. There we go. There we go. And then let's see what it's talking about.
Hey guys, welcome to yet another Streamlabs OBS tutorial by Kalencho Productions. In today's video, we will take a closer look at an audio input capture and audio output capture. So let's actually go.
First of all, he confused me for a second. I'm like, why is my OBS showing? See, that's why I need the help, chat, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see here. Because I don't want to switch my camera, because then my mic might not work, because, again, that's why I'm here. Because I switched my camera.
Go ahead and add one of those sources to our scene, and we will begin with the audio input capture. And as you can see, the description of this source says any device that attaches to a computer for the purpose of capturing sound, such as music or speech. So basically your microphone, right? Or most of the time your microphone. And you might be asking, why should I add my microphone as a separate source when my microphone is already, in the mixer?
Right.
Sometimes you might need your microphone to be activated in just specific scenes, right? In that case, you're gonna use the audio input capture. Because if you have this source in this scene only, and you don't have it in some other scenes, the microphone won't be active in this scene, but it will be active in this scene right here.
Really?
Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's actually go back to the properties. And let's select the Yeti stereo microphone, which I'm currently using. So as you can see, audio input capture, the bar is moving right here. So it means that the audio input capture is working, my microphone is working,
right.
People are able to hear me. However, if I switch to a different scene, bam, there you go. People can't hear me anymore because the source is not here. If you want to use your microphone in only some specific scene.
So first of all, chat, I do my starting screen these days, but I've been turning off the microphone also. So based on what he's saying, I don't have to do that. Interesting. Let me add my microphone as an audio source. Audio input capture. Let me see. Okay, audio input capture. And I'll just leave audio input capture as source. So my screen didn't come up the same. Well, audio input capture. So hold up. He said to use audio input capture. All right, I'll just do that. And then the device, I'll define it as my microphone, right? Let me just do what he's telling me to do. Okay. So I did that. Now, I see both the audio input capture and the microphone aux moving. How does it sound? Let's go here. I need to. I gotta test this out real quick, chat. Let me see. Let me see. How does that sound? Let me see. How does that sound? Let me see. How does that sound? Okay, so I know I have that echo because I have the desktop on as well. But
audio input capture is the best way to do so. And same goes for the audio output capture. So this will allow you to do basically the same thing just with your desktop audio. So if you
hold up, pause. Let me bring this guy. No, it's equally as fuzzy over here. I had to test it, chat. Let me see. What happens if I mute this one? Oops, sorry. Let me see. Can you still hear me? Let me see. Can you still hear me? Let me see. Yep. Okay, so you can still hear me if I have the audio input capture on. All right. So why wouldn't we use the mic aux?
If you want certain scenes to pick up your desktop audio and some other scenes to not pick up this audio, you would add an audio output capture, you know, play whatever music or sound of your game, and yeah, people will be able to only hear it in this specific scene. But if you switch to any other scene, yeah, they won't be able to hear it. So basically, long story short, audio input capture and audio output capture, they allow you to separate the sound of your desktop or your microphone to different scenes. And yeah, the main difference between this way of capturing your mic and your desktop audio and mixer way of capturing your audio and your microphone is that if it's in the mixer, it applies to all the scenes, you know, no matter how you switch between them. But
gotcha.
With the audio input capture and output capture, then you'll be able to tweak those separately in each scene. By the way, I've done a tutorial.
So that's the biggest thing, chat. If it's in, okay. So for now, I'm gonna trash the audio source. If it's in the mixer, it applies to all scenes. That is what he's saying. Okay. It's not bad information.
Talking about mixer settings, talking about multi-tracking and all that stuff. So I will leave all the links to those tutorials in the right corner. And yeah, guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, it would mean a lot to me also. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with another tutorial. Bye-bye.
So today I want to talk about scenes, sources, and
okay, so I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna close this guy out. I mean, he gave some information, but I'm gonna be honest, chat. Like, out of that whole video, the biggest thing was the add the audio input, add the audio output, and that knowing that if you're using your mic and your auxiliary under mixer, it applies to all scenes. That is the biggest thing that I took away from that. Maybe that was his biggest takeaway, but again, that doesn't solve what I am trying to accomplish in terms of this troubleshooting session. What I'm trying to accomplish is if I switch, right? Y'all know me by now. Y'all know your boy likes to switch it up, right? So if I switch to this view, right? At the moment, you guys should be able to hear me from the regular microphone. Let's test it. Let's test it. Yes, you can hear me from the regular microphone. So if I want to switch to this view, then I want the whatever source I want to use to be working. All right, so right now I have my microphone set up to all the sources. So that's fine. But if I do this, right? The DJI mics, right? Right, chat? If I use these, pss, 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 right? It's hello. It's connected. Hello. But I'm sure if I mute this, Exactly. You can't hear me. Exactly. You can't hear me. Right? So once upon a time, and I'm not going to point no fingers, but once upon a time, I used to be able to just take these right out the box. It would connect, and I could switch my microphone from this primary microphone to the DJI mini wearable mics. Yeah. So that's that. Right? So let's see if this person can help us out.
the audio mixer. Now, I'm not going to go into really big detail on these areas just because I'm going to be touching on them separately in other videos, but I wanted to at least give you a basic overview of how they work and everything. That way you can at least get started if you're wanting to jump into it ahead of time. So for scenes and sources, I like to think of it like PowerPoints. So the scenes are your PowerPoint slide, and the sources is the information that you would put into that PowerPoint slide. So for scenes, it's very easy to create them. You just click on the plus, give it a name, and it's done. You got a new scene. Now, if you want to get rid of a scene,
Hold on, chat. Let's hear that one more
I
time.
like to think of it like PowerPoints. So the scenes are your PowerPoint slide, and the sources is the information that you would put into that PowerPoint slide. So for scenes,
The scenes, I mean, that's a W reference. If you're someone in school, the corporate workforce, you just like to play around with presentations and stuff like that, and you use Microsoft Suite, so you use PowerPoint and stuff like that. That reference is a W reference because that actually made a lot of sense to me. The scene is the PowerPoint slide, and the sources is the information that you want on the slide. That's huge because if you know by now, let me switch it up for y'all. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this real quick. Let me let y'all see this real quick. Okay, cool. So what y'all are looking at is my primary scene, right? So what that means is I should have my scenes labeled as, like, for example, just chatting. I should have one that says IRL, right? And just chatting, you see, it's not going to have anything on it, right? But my primary scene, this is what I've been using since the day I started streaming, right? Because I'm still learning Streamlabs. So all of my sources are under this one primary scene. So it's like all of my, according to how he put it, all of my information is on one PowerPoint slide. But that technically doesn't make a lot of sense because if I put all my information on one PowerPoint slide, then it's like now I have a one slide presentation. So first of all, W to that reference. This is CreoVox. Shout out to CreoVox, man. Give that man an applause. So I like that because now I can set up a just chatting scene, right? I'm gonna click it. It's gonna go black. You should still be able to hear me though, right? Chat should still be able to hear me. Yeah, you can still hear me. So now I just have to add some sources on it because it's like a blank slide. Shout out to that, man. That's the type of information I'm looking for. So, because I'm getting a little better. See, I'm learning the quickest way to shift from one thing to the next. So this is good so far. And we're 34 seconds in. Shout out to that, man.
it's very easy to create them. You just click on the plus, give it a name, and it's done. You got a new scene. Now, if you want to get rid of a scene, just hit the minus after you have the one that you want to get rid of highlighted, and hit OK, and it's gone. Now, if you go to sites where you can get like full overlays that you can import in, then what you're going to want to do is go to the gear at the bottom, go to your scene collections, and you're going to want to import overlay file. And once you have that imported, it's then probably going to auto load it in here. But if it doesn't, click on the drop down and you should be able to click on manage all and see it here. Now, if you're using OBS Studio and you want to import your stuff from OBS Studio to Streamlabs, then click on the import from OBS and you should be fine. If you don't have anything to import, but you want to create a brand new scene collection, just click on create new and you can give it a name. We're just going to name this one test, click enter, and then it's going to say that it's the most active one. If you do have scene collections and you're wanting to try to change something on one of them, I really recommend you duplicate it so that way you don't mess the original one up. And if you don't like the changes you made, then you can just click on delete, click OK, and then
So a scene collection. So all of this that I have as my primary source, I should duplicate this stuff, right? I should duplicate it and then name it as what I want. Just chatting, right? Hold up. Let me switch real quick so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, switch. Boom. Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, right? What I should do is delete the just chatting scene, right? And instead duplicate the primary scene and name it as just chatting, right? Because now what that would do is I can click, yeah, you see that chat? I can click back and forth and it doesn't interrupt what's happening. If I go to IRL, it's going to go black, which means all of my situation from primary is now under just chatting. That's what I want, because now I can go to just chatting and I can delete all the sources that I don't need, right? Because if I'm just chatting, my just chatting situation is going to be right here in front of this camera, right? I might use my TV screen or my desktop, right? So I might use these so I can keep these, obviously keep my social banners, my alert box, but it's some things for just chatting I might not need. So then I could just delete some of them. Oh, that's fire. That's fire, chat. And just like IRL, if I'm going IRL, again, you can't see it when I click on it, but when I go IRL, I'm not going to need a lot of these sources. I'm not going to need a lot of these sources, chat. Shout out to Billy. Billy, first of all, is in the building. And Billy coming through with the raid. Hold up. Where's our raid music? Chat, what happened to the raid music? Shout out to Billy. Shout out to everybody joining the chat. It's Only Games 24 is in the building. We got, what's that? Miss Gameplay 91 has entered the chat. Shout out to all of y'all. Welcome. Welcome. I'm your boy True. Let me go full screen for y'all. We're troubleshooting right now. Because I was playing COD the other day and I was muted for 40 minutes of my stream, and I didn't know what the hell happened. So first of all, shout out to all of y'all for joining the chat. Second of all, the spiel. Let's give you the spiel. I'm True Keymane. You can call me True. All my friends call me True, right? I'm a variety streamer. I stream IRL. I stream just chatting. I chat a lot, right? I play games. I do a bunch of things when it comes to games, right? So I'm trying to get into gaming, back into gaming, I should say. So I do have a few systems. I got a PlayStation 4. I got a Nintendo Switch. I got a Nintendo Wii. I got an Xbox 360. I got a Nintendo 64. You know the vibes. And I'm new here. It's only my third day. I'm here so I don't get fined. You feel me? But the journey is to go from zero to hero. So somebody that no one knows to somebody that everyone knows. And how are we going to do that? Through small, calculated, and strategic steps that help us improve the viewer experience. So that's what we're doing today. And shout out to that intro. I encourage you all, follow. It is September. Feel free to sub up, give your biddies, do all the things, right? Today, we're trying to master audio because the audio is tripping. The audio needs to get this shit together. 40 minute stream chat, and I was muted. Like, what's the deal with that? You know what I'm saying? So we're watching this guy, right? And he's explaining to us Streamlabs, and he's trying to let us know, all right, these are the things you need to do with your mixer. Because one of the things that I sometimes come across, and you'll learn if you continue to come back, is I like to mix up, right? So I like to mix my camera work sometimes, but when I do that, the audio sources change, and sometimes it goes to an unidentifiable audio source. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that, chat. So I'm trying to figure it out. So this dude, come on, you can do it. There you go. He's letting us know that, and shout out to anybody who used Streamlabs, right? You probably already know this information. Feel free to give me your tips and tricks. All of my sources are on primary, right? As you can see here, all of my sources are under primary. So instead of adding a new scene that's a blank scene like we did, right? Let's let y'all see that again. We added a new scene. We made it IRL because I go IRL sometimes. And it's just a blank scene because all my sources are primary. So when you guys came in, we are deleting the IRL, and what we want to do instead is duplicate this primary scene and name it IRL. That way, all of my sources that I'm currently using, right? I have many sources. I have a lot of cameras. Nobody knows how many cameras I have, but I have cameras all over the place. I can now duplicate, and I may not need some of this stuff. For example, if I'm under IRL, I'm probably not going to need the TV source, the desktop source, or the capture card. I'm not going to need those because I'm not going to be sitting in front of the computer. For just chatting, see now it's on there, I will need those sources. Right? So shout out to that. And this is my primary view for now. So W's. This guy, Creole Vox, shout out to Creole Vox. He's giving us some good information.
It will choose the one that was underneath that one that was active as the next active one. And click done, and you're back to where you started. So sometimes with scenes, you'll probably
Billy,
see
what were you
people that have
doing?
at
You were
least
playing
5, and that's going to be
were you
like starting
playing
soon,
Fortnite
just
or
chatting, main game, intermission, ending stream.
how'd your stream go?
Those 5.
How long were you streaming?
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create another scene. It's just going to be blank, and we're going to go over to sources. Now sources, this is going to be where you're going to be able to be really creative on what you want to do with your stream. And it's going to give you the ability of creating something really unique. That
First of all, pause this guy, right? Because why didn't, and that's another thing. That's why it's always good to have a troubleshooting session. Why didn't my alert go off when Billy raided me? Why didn't my alert go off? There shouldn't be any delay. Let's check this really quick. Let's switch gears just a little bit. Let's see, because the alert, alerts and widgets, the overlays, right? Unless I was on a different scene, when the raid took place and the alert wasn't on the other scene just yet. That's possible. Right? Let's go back to editor. So here's my alerts, right? And then for raids, it's enabled. At least one person, right? Minimum viewer count for recent events. The smallest party size a raid must have for it to be shown in recent events. Let's put that on 2, right? No, let's keep it on 1, right? Because the raid train should have came up. It should have said Billy is raiding with a party of 8. It was 8 raiders just now. And we should have heard Sway MP3, right? We'll save it again. And then this is what should have happened. I had to play it for you, Billy. You deserve the best. I don't know why it didn't work, but that's why we're troubleshooting. Something happened. Shout out to Billy, chat. When y'all hear that sound, y'all know Billy running it up. But why didn't you play? It says previews will only show here. To view your events in streaming software, save your settings, then click test button above. Yeah, it's saved. We customized this already, chat. That's because the desktop audio is on. Okay. Yeah, that's why it's doing double right there. Huh. It's enabled. Okay. Chat. This is why we troubleshoot. This is why we troubleshoot, chat. This is why we troubleshoot. And this is why you come for the troubleshooting sessions. Because you already know the vibes. We're trying to create something of quality. And I don't mind. I'm not a gatekeeper. So we're going to show you guys behind the scenes of what's going on and how we're doing this stuff. But, like, come on, man. Enable chat box notifications. What's this? Disable chat box notifications. Pop out event filtering options. Yeah, all the events are on. Let's see. Let me double check hold up. Let me go to here so you guys can see what I'm doing now. So alert box. So that's donations. That's biddies. That's follows. I don't have merch. Let's take that off. I don't have any merch, chat. Sorry. Raid. Exactly. come through with the raid train emote. Yep. Font settings. Yep. We don't need a custom code. And then that's the subscription. All right. All right. Everything seems to be good. So I don't know what the hell. All right. Let's see what this guy says.
Now, there's a lot of stuff you can add, and that's why I'm not going to be going into these in this video, because there's so many different things that you can put into it. And everyone's stream and everyone's flair, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be different. So how you want your stream to look is entirely up to you. So there's not one video out there, not even one that I could create, that's going to touch on what you
Chat,
are
I
wanting for
bet
your own
I was on a
stream
different scene
to look like.
since I'm playing
So
around
I'm
with
just gonna do something
scenes
really
when
basic.
that
I'm just
raid
gonna
came
add a
in. That's why
text.
that alert didn't play.
Right, so I'm just
Because that
gonna
alert
leave it
box
as it
probably
is,
was not loaded
and I'm just
on
gonna
the
call
other
this one.
scene. And that's why duplicating your
We're
scene
gonna bring that font
matters.
size down just a little bit, to about 14. And as you can see, this is already big. If you get something like this, it's probably because your canvas size is too small. But for this, I'm just going to right click, go to transform, fit to screen. And then we're gonna resize this.
Oh, okay.
So that is going to be something that will be on your one scene, right? So again, it could be any of these widgets. I
Chef
recovered
Red
all these
into the
widgets
chat.
in my 2020
I'm
playlist,
having an
which is in the
amazing
link
day.
in the
I
video
hope you're
description
doing the
below.
same.
So if you're wanting to
How
jump
you
on
doing,
that early,
Chef?
you can, but I am going to retouch on all of these
We're
widgets
just
in
troubleshooting
separate videos. Again, for
some audio
2022.
settings because of a little
There are some
mishap.
new stuff,
And when we
and
had
some
to
of the things may
shift
have
to
changed, so I do
doing
wanna
it for the alerts.
recap on some of it. But we have a source in here. We
That's
have it in
your
our scene.
daily
If I click on
ASMR.
this scene, it's completely blank. And if I go to this one, it's got the text on it. That's pretty much how scenes work. Now, when you have a source, you can either lock it, so that way you can't click it, can't move it,
Yep.
unless you unlock it again.
That's what I
And
do
you
for
can
my alert
also
box and my
hide it
socials
by
manners
clicking on
chat.
the eyeball.
They're locked.
Now, the other thing about sources too is you have this ability of grouping them by putting them in this folder. So if you have like a webcam with some stream labels and text scrolling, and you don't want to have to move all individually, you put them in these little group folders,
Okay.
and you'll be able to move the individual folder, like the content within the folder, all as one, essentially. So all the stuff in that folder will move together because it's grouped.
Add a group so you can move multiple sources
For
at the
the
same time.
selective recording, don't worry about that. I'm not going to touch on that in this video. And then if you want to get rid of the source that you
Shout
have
out
on
to
there,
this
you
guy,
just click on
man.
the
He's
minus,
really going
delete
through it.
and it's good to go. It's gone. Now for
Yep.
the source properties,
This is a
this
troubleshooting
is where
session.
the
Shout out,
properties
it's
are gonna be different
September.
for pretty
Shout
much
out to everyone
the
gifting
majority of
subs
the
to their
sources.
favorite streamers.
So you can either double click
Doesn't have to
on
be
the
me,
source
but
to
shout
get to
out
the
because it is September,
or you
and
can highlight it
September
with
is a
one
time
click
to
and then
really
click
support
on
the
that
ones
to
that
get
you're
to the
viewing.
properties. And then you can mess with whatever it is you're trying to. Again, I'm not going to get into this properties for the text. It's going to be a separate video. Now, for a mixer, I am not an audio engineer
This is
by
what I
any
need.
means. So take what I
Mixer.
say with a grain of salt when it comes
Yes.
to
Where's my grain of
the
salt?
audio side of things. Now, this is where all of your audio stuff will be. So if you're using a Elgato capture card, it's going to go here. If you're using the games on like your PC, that's going to run through your desktop unless you
Now,
set it up
chat, I have a
differently.
capture card, but it's definitely not Elgato. And it works just fine. I haven't had any issues. A lot of people, when they come on my stream, they're like, nah, he's good. His bit rate is good. The picture is good. I don't have any issues with that stuff. So I don't think I need to, and recall, if you've been here since the beginning, again, I've been streaming for 3 months now, right? So I'm a newer streamer, but I showed everyone how I went from recording on my cell phone to now having this full setup, right? And part of that was showing folks what like capture card and everything I did. So eventually maybe, I'm sure there's some that are better out there, but I'm using a monster capture card. I got it from Walmart. It's like $20. I don't know if that's expensive to folks or not, but it didn't seem that expensive. I thought I was going to be paying a lot more for the capture card, and it works perfectly fine. So yeah, but I do have an Elgato. So I have the Elgato Stream Deck. That is what I'm using for my soundboard and other things. So shout out to that.
Your microphone's going to run through here and everything like that. So clicking on this gear here is going to open up the advanced audio settings. You
Right.
have your source settings, which are going to be the ones that you see listed right here. And then you have your global settings, which are also inside the main settings down here in this area under audio. So you have two ways of getting to it. You can click on one and then click here and then get to that same thing.
Or
And then for source settings, if you click on it, it's going to drop down. You'll have, excuse me, you'll have a list of different ones that you can select, and then you'll be able to adjust with a few things. So device timestamp, I don't know why that's even there, but the sync offset, this is if you need to sync with a delay. So if like something is not matching up at the same time as it should, you may have to add an offset delay, and this is usually, I believe, in seconds.
I'm not worried about offset delay right
and
now,
then
chat.
for down mixing to mono, I wouldn't worry about that. Audio monitoring, this is good to have so you can monitor like your voice, or you can monitor music or something and make adjustments if you need to. That way you don't have to record and then stop the recording, listen, and see what you need to adjust, and do it again, on and off, to
I
get
think
all
mine
your
is
stuff
off.
the way you want to get the right levels. But each one of these will have
Is it?
the same settings.
I think this
and
bar
you'll
right
be
here is the
able
audio
to
monitoring,
then,
right?
set that up, and then you have it to where you can either hide it from the mixer, and you can also mute it if you need to, or unmute it, and you have the volume slider here too. The one other thing that I do want to mention is filters. So I'm not going to go too heavily into filters in this video, but I do want to mention it. So for filters, if you add one, you can add a gain. You can give your microphone a little bit more of an oomph, but be careful, it can be adding a bit more distortion if you add too much gain.
Yeah, I don't need to
You
do
have
all
noise
that. I just
suppression,
want to
noise
know
gate, and compressor. These are
how
good
to
if you
make
have
sure
really
when I'm
background or,
going
like,
to
heavy background
one
noise. And then
source,
for a limiter
right?
is for
Again, this is my other primary camera. How do I make sure that when this camera is on and the other one is off, that everyone can hear me the way they should hear me, right? When you guys are close up in my grill, how do I know that you can hear me? Because this is the camera that I use when I'm doing my gaming, right? So what is up with that, right? Because this is what it looks like. That's the imagine that's the capture card, and this is me. This is my gaming setup, right? Similar to how I'm viewing the video, except for this one, this camera's over here, so it's pointing at my face, right? It was muted for 45 minutes, chat. And not to mention, chat, I have, whoa, slow your roll, dog. Not to mention, I have these, let me show the chat. Can y'all see that? There you go. These DJI mics, which connect instantly as soon as I take them out of this box, right? So how do I make sure that these microphones that I want to use are going to have audio? Besides directly connecting it to the computer, right? I don't want to connect it directly to the computer. It can connect to this camera. Do I need to make this a secondary source? Do I need to make the Osmo a secondary source? They haven't gotten there yet, chat. Is he going to get there in the last minute of the video? Maybe I'll let him play out the last minute of the video and then I'll make a determination from there. Because I think in my head I know how to fix the problem. I was just trying to see what they were saying.
For those of you guys who love to scream on the top of your lungs and like jump scares and stuff like that, Limiter will give it to where you cannot go past the threshold that you set for it. But you can scream as loud as you want and not destroy the ears of your viewers. So Limiter is great. I do like Limiter. But that is pretty much it when it comes to these three. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of touch base on it. And if you want to learn more about the widgets or some of the other stuff,
yeah,
then
I got to do
be
a
sure to
more
take look at the
advanced one for the
playlist. But I
mixer.
am going to be redoing.
I'm not going to do that here today.
These things for
but
the
I definitely need to do a more advanced one.
But
for
if
the
you have any
mixer.
questions,
'Cause
let
I
me know in
think-
the comment section below. If there's anything you'd
see,
like to
you know,
add, feel free to go ahead and.
Shout out to Creovox anyway. Give that man an applause. He did pretty good because he gave us some good info. But I'm thinking, so maybe, because I'm thinking what I need to do is go to the global settings. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right. Go to the global settings, and under global settings for my mic auxiliary device 2, which I'm guessing allows you to have 2 input devices at once, that I need to have the Osmo as my secondary capture source. Right? That's what I'm thinking I need to do. And then for all the other sources, just straight up mute them. Let's keep the alert box in the mixer just because. Here's the Osmo, right? We may want to keep that one. We may want to keep that one visible. And let's unmute. Oh, it says capture input terminal, Osmo, right? Let's test this out. Yo. How does that sound? Is that echoing? Is that echoing? Yeah. See? Yeah. See? Because now it's having 2 devices. See? Because now it's having 2 devices. See? Because so mute that one. Mute the capture input terminal. There's an easier way to do this, I promise you, and I will definitely figure it out. That should have gotten rid of the echo, and I will definitely figure it out. Right, so that got rid of the echo. But now, if I do this, if I take out the mic, this is not playing from the mic just yet. But you can probably hear the echo because of me testing the sound on the computer. So, if I'm not mistaken, yo, this is the echo. This is the echo. Yep. But I hear echo. This is the echo. Yep. But I hear echo. This is the echo. Yep. But I hear echo. This is the echo. So now, but I hear echo. This is the echo. Hold up, let me mute it real quick. Now the mic is muted, and just the DJI mic is the capture source. So what that means is you should be able to hear me. That means is, and it should be much clearer. That means is, and it should be able to. That's the echo because I'm testing the sound again. See, that works. And the reason being is the DJI mic automatically connects to the camera when I take it out the box. So that's one way I could solve this is I could just keep this. But before, what it was doing is automatically, like when I would take this out, it would just automatically switch to the microphone. My stomach's growling, chat. It will automatically switch. So let me check some properties, right? Because my assumption, another assumption is because I'm using the video capture device as well as I'm displaying my desktop. Display auto. Let's see, video capture. That's the Nexigo, that's the webcam. Audio output mode, capture audio only. Use custom audio device. Audio device. See, I can choose which device to use. Okay. All right. At least I if I'm doing IRL, I definitely want the capture input terminal because, I mean, I'll give you echo again, but this mic, it should sound really good. It should sound really good. Yeah. Shout out to that. Should sound really good. And then it'll automatically shut it off. Shout out to that. Should sound really good. And then it'll automatically shut it off. But then it'll probably get lower. And then it'll automatically shut it off. And then it'll automatically shut it off. And then it'll automatically... The infinite loop. I need to mute it. Back to the original source. I know sometimes if you're watching this, it might sound crazy and it might look crazy, but yeah. I mean, this is like some of the things that I do when I want to test to see if something's working the way I expect it to work. That is basically the short of it. I'll have to look into a deeper mix tutorial because I know they can get much more detailed than that. They can get much more detailed than that, chat. Like, that was good though. It was some good knowledge because again, I'm using Streamlabs. This is my primary source. So I wanted to, let me see. Yeah, this is my primary streaming source, Streamlabs. So I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to have that, yeah. Yeah. But shout out to that. That was pretty good. What say you? What say you, chat? You know, troubleshooting and figuring out all your setup and stuff isn't the most exciting stuff, but definitely in the long run, it helps. And I like to do it while I'm on stream because I like to see people, I like for people to see my steps in what I did and how I came to this point. Because you're watching the growth. Right? So shout out to that. And shout out to Miss Gameplay, this little shake your turtle. I like that little shake your turtle. And there's a sight to see. Shout out to that. Hopefully everybody who was part of the raid came through. Make sure you follow. Make sure you stay tuned because it can get exciting. I know it's a little, early in the morning. But we turn up. And we're new here. And I appreciate all the love I'm constantly getting. So that's a win. But I've been streaming for about an hour, right? If y'all know me by now, y'all know I'm a daytime worker. I also going to look at some other stuff, meaning some folks stream, etc., etc., etc. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. So, again, it's been a good one. We will get all the audio figured out and mastered, because another thing that I want to do, chat, is I want to figure out how to use this bad boy. This is supposed to be the transmitter, right? This is the transmitter. And like, I'm gonna watch a video on how to use this, because this is the one part of the DJI set I haven't used yet. So I'm gonna figure that out. But y'all stick around, indulge me. Appreciate all the love. Stick around for the raid out, chat. Let's go. Let's see who up and at 'em. Like they said, Kaisenat, you're taking all my views. LOL. Let's go show Crest some love. There's not a ton of people on, but let's go show Crest some love. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Y'all already know the vibes. Make sure I catch the next one. It's September. We going up all month. You feel me? Let's go. Let's go.